Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome to our second 2024 Legislative Priorities meeting. I don't know if anyone else is still struggling with the fact that it's 2024 already. I am Delegate Heather Bagnall, Chair of the delegation with Vice Chair Dana Jones. Before we conduct further introductions, I would ask you all if you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag of the
United States of America,
and to the
to the
republic
republic
for which
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today, let us celebrate the start of the new year and another opportunity to refresh, reset, and reimagine what could be as we set ourselves to the work ahead. Let us honor the relationships we built, the losses we've suffered, the triumphs yet to come. Let us bask in the returning of the light, and may its warmth shine upon us to heal and revitalize us all. And may you all get your weather wishes this weekend, whether you prefer the white stuff or the wet stuff. Amen. Today's meeting is presentations only, so we will not be voting. Some of our members are in other meetings preparing for the start of session and are also off camera for various reasons, but please rest assured they have your materials. And of course, this meeting is being recorded for their review as well as the public. As a reminder, only members and council should be on camera. We will have staff support in the meeting, but they will have cameras off to avoid any confusion by the public. I'd also like to, at this moment, welcome our senators, Senator Clarence Lamb from District 12, Senator Jim Rosapet from District 21, Senator Sarah Elfreth from District 30, Senator Brian Simonaire from District 31, Senator Pam Vital from District 32, and Senator Don Guile from District 33. I would also want to recognize our counsel, Matt Carpenter, our delegation secretary, Roger Massey, my chief of staff, Rory Nolan, and Josh Paper, chief of staff to Vice Chair Jones, who are providing technical support for the meeting. As a reminder to the public, our delegation meetings during session are Fridays at 8:30 a.m. Today, we will be hearing from a number of our community leaders. As a reminder to the delegation, you can ask questions, but you will also have an opportunity to follow up offline. All presentations are 2 minutes for LBIs. At this time, we are going to get started with the Deal Elks and Kara Miller.
Hi, good morning. I'm Kara Miller, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you on behalf of the Deal Elks. Established as a fraternal organization, we're designed to help the community. This year alone, we have donated money to youth sports teams to buy uniforms. We ran a backpack drive for 4 local elementary schools, providing over 50 backpacks. We gave a generous donation to the Galesville Hot Sox baseball team to pay for umpires and balls, as well as the SCAN South County Assistance Network. We gave 20 veterans a day of charter boat fishing, lunch, and gift cards. We worked with the guidance counselors at the schools to help families in need. This year, we provided 8 families with Christmas, including gifts, gift cards, and food, which was all donated by our over 600 members or through our fundraising efforts. We raise money by hosting events at our lodge. We're having difficulties running these events due to the condition of our antiquated restrooms and kitchen. The Deal Elks resides in the original Deal Elementary School building, which was built in 1961, according to the 1961 specifications. We can no longer put a Band-Aid on the wounds. We need to change plumbing, move walls, widen doorways, and change fixtures. We also need to be ADA compliant. We need a capital improvement, and we're ready to start. We have already put it out for bid. We've gone through this process before. We requested monies last year and were denied. Our situation at this time has become more dire, and now the cost has gone up exorbitantly. An investment in our lodge is an investment in our community. With all that being said, we are respectfully asking for $100,000. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I want to open it up now if there are any questions from the members. Seeing none, thank you so much, Kara. We really appreciate you being here today. We're going to turn now to the George Phillips Recovery Center and Shauna Minderline. And Shauna, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that.
That is okay. Thank you so much. We actually are having some technical difficulties. If we could possibly be moved down a little bit on the agenda.
No, not a problem. That's fine. Make sure that do we have Terry Hicks here? Yeah,
Thank
there's
you.
Terry. Terry from the Severna Park Elks.
I am
Hi,
here.
Terry.
Let me share my screen. See if I can do this right. Hopefully you're seeing it now.
We're not seeing it quite yet.
All right.
Do you see the green share screen button at the bottom?
I did. Is it working now? Can you see a slide now?
We don't see the slide.
All right. Let's go without it then. I was a math teacher and I did long distance learning like 10 years ago, but I don't remember how to do all this stuff, so I apologize. So let me just go ahead and do my presentation.
That's fine. We'll make sure
you.
that we get your slides to all the members. Don't worry about it, Terry. Go
Thank
ahead.
you very much. Good morning. Thank you all for allowing me to speak to you about the bond initiative for Severna Park Elks. I'm Terry Hicks, the president of the Severna Park Elks, and this past year we celebrated our 50-year anniversary. Our present facility was constructed in 1983, meeting all ADA requirements. We have a lounge that holds 120 and a hall that can seat up to 450. Our current bathrooms are outdated and are no longer ADA compliant. Once awarded the bond, we would start working immediately with an architect to see what is possible with the space we have to get the bathrooms ADA compliant. We'll find contractors that can give us ideas of timelines with a final goal of getting it started within 1 month and completed within a 6 to 9 month period of time. We were asking for $200,000 in order to make our bathrooms accessible to all. Some of the contractors we've talked to have said it would cost about $30,000 for plans, $80,000 for materials, and $90,000 for labor. We actually wait to see how much this has gone up. Elks take pride in our community. We honor our vets, help fill the needs of our youth and adult community members, and donate to lots of organizations in our community. This past year, we donated over $65,000 to the many organizations in our area. We host many functions that serve the community, such as weddings, high school class reunions, senior center functions, wakes, high school sports dinners, and many, many more. This past year, with so many venues closing in our area, Michael's Fifth Avenue, Hella's, Lake Fontainebleau, we've been booked almost every weekend. There are very few venues in the Severna Park area that can handle these large gatherings. In conclusion, this grant would modernize our facility, make it accessible to all, and allow us to continue in our efforts helping people in our community. Thank you for letting me speak to you.
Thank you so much, Terry. I just want to give the members a moment to see if there are any questions. Thank you so much, Terry, for being here today, and for your presentation and for all the good work that you do. I don't see Charlie Scarlett from Whitehall. Is there's okay, it's coming up, Trans World St. Louis. All right, got it. All right, so next we're going to turn to Whitehall and Charlie Scarlett. Go ahead, Charlie.
Great. Good morning, Delegate Bagnall. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to share my screen if I can, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. And
all right, yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing it.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. I'm Charlie Scarlett. Good morning, everybody. I am president of the Brandywine Foundation, and my family and the foundation have owned Whitehall for the last 78 years. And we've been stewards and restored, and now our responsibility is is expanded. Our mission as a foundation is the preservation of Whitehall and its surrounds, and to share that for educational purposes, research purposes, conservation purposes, recreational purposes. As you all may know, Whitehall is was built in 1764 by the next to last royal governor of Maryland, Horatio Sharp. He left obviously during the Revolution and never came back, and turned Whitehall over to his secretary, a man named John Rideout. And it went through a number of other families until my family bought it in 1946. I won't go into all the history. Some of it is here, and you all may be familiar with that. Whitehall, as you may know, is located right on Whitehall Bay. This is a map from the Chesapeake National Recreation Area map, and Whitehall shows up there. It says 110 acres. It's actually 115. Just to the right of that on the screen is the Bay Bridge. So you know more or less where we are. Let's see. Whitehall, in terms of value to the public, we have an easement with the National Trust for Historic Preservation. We work with the Maryland Historic Trust. We work with Jane Cox with Arundel County, Historic Annapolis, the National Park Service, to do archaeological studies, research, visitation, all sorts of things. And we have applied to become a Chesapeake Gateway site as part of the Annapolis Loop. And we've also been added as the anchor property in the Annapolis area for the Chesapeake National Recreation Area. So obviously we've got big plans. The need that we have, as you can see from these photos of Whitehall, we have quite an extensive roof. That roof was originally restored about 70 years ago. So it's coming to the end of its useful life, and we're beginning to see some significant deterioration, not only of the exterior of the building, but also the interior of the building. And as you can see, it's starting to affect some of the moldings, things like that. It's really beginning to deteriorate a lot of the valuable interior pieces. This is a cover of Southern Accents magazine, and it highlighted the carvings that are up in the corners of the central hall at Whitehall. And we're fearful that these are going to be damaged at some point. So the water damage is significant and urgent. And so we're working hard to get those, get the roof repaired. We had a study done 4 years ago by a preservation architect called JKOA down in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And they said the project was going to cost about $1 million. And that was 4 years ago. We've been working since then to raise the money to do it. We got an initial $100,000 grant from the Maryland Historic Trust, and we were going to go with that. And then Senator Van Hollen was generous enough to give us a $500,000 congressional earmark for the project, and but we need matching funds for that. So we are $400,000 shy of our goal of raising $1 million to get this project completed. This is an aerial view of Whitehall showing the extent of the roof issues, so you can imagine the problems that we're experiencing. But it also shows this facing south onto Whitehall Bay, the opportunity there for sharing with the public. So we are asking for the delegation to approve a $400,000 bond to enable us to match funds, generate the entire $1 million to complete this roof project, and continue with our preservation efforts and our opportunities to share with the people of Maryland. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Charlie. And I want to give the members a moment to see if there are any questions.
There's my contact info if anybody wants to get in touch with me.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And I don't see any hands raised. So thank you very much for your present. Oh, am I missing somebody? I heard somebody. No. Okay. All right.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation, and thank you for bringing this, for working to preserve this this beautiful historic site.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity.
Next up, we have Matt Provost from Chesapeake Conservancy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matt Provost. I'm the Senior Vice President of Development at the Chesapeake Conservancy. A lot of familiar faces on this call here. As you may know, we're a regional nonprofit focused on conserving the natural and cultural resources of the Chesapeake Bay watershed for current and future generations. We have an ambitious goal of protecting 30% of Chesapeake watershed lands by 2030. So thanks for the opportunity to present today. Earlier this year, a private family benefactor gave us resources to purchase a building, our new headquarters. It's located here in Annapolis on West Street. And that building is wonderful, but it needs a lot of work. So we're looking for support to help renovate the building, not only for our home, our long-term headquarters to continue our great work for conservation, but our vision is actually to co-locate a number of local environmental nonprofits to share this space, so we could collaborate and work better together, closer together on our shared goals to protect our beloved Chesapeake. Your support, would support a range of repairs. We've been working with an architect and a builder to identify renovation needs. Those estimates range from between $500,000 to up to $2 million if we wanted to basically, gut the building and start from scratch. So, imperative, kind of critical renovations include, there's water issues, there's mold in the basement, the HVAC needs a complete upgrade. Like Charlie's situation, we need a new roof, stairs, ramps, ADA compliance, etc. Our hope is that we want to start renovations, this spring, and again, establish the Earl Conservation Center as our new home and a home for other like-minded nonprofits. You should know that, we've heard from 8 conservation nonprofits in the area that would love to be partners with us in the Earl Conservation Center and share that space. As many here know, rent is the second biggest operational expense for nonprofits, and our hope is that with your support, we could provide free or deeply discounted space for those nonprofits, which of course would help them in their respective missions. So that is our ask. Again, there's a range between $500,000 and $2 million. We have all the details, the plans that we could share if there's further questions. And then, we greatly appreciate this opportunity, for this bond request. We've never received one before, so, I'm new to this and we're new to this. So, we appreciate your consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And don't worry, this is a very kind delegation. So, we're happy to walk you through the process. Are there any questions from the members? Thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you for the good work that you do. We have 2 more presentations. Don't worry, George Phillips, I haven't forgotten you. And I understand that you do have your tech worked out. So we're going to have Bates Legacy Center, and then we'll go back to George Phillips. So Bates Legacy Center, we've got Isaac Vineyard. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for this opportunity to present. I am Isaac Vineyard. I'm the Executive Director of the Wiley H. Bates Legacy Center, which many of you know. Many of you have been in our facility over the years. Just a reminder about what we do and who Wiley H. Bates was. Wiley H. Bates was born into slavery, and yet he died the wealthiest African-American in Annapolis. And along the way, he did some pretty incredible stuff. He served as an alderman here in Annapolis before the grandfather clause would have made that illegal. And then when that did happen, he's the one who raised the money so they could fight that decision in 1909. He did incredible philanthropy all throughout our city and county, including in his passing, giving his house in his will so that they could house the elderly who were homeless. And he's most known for his fighting for education. So he petitioned for a school for African Americans to be built and started, and then he fought for the pay for those teachers. He served as a school trustee, and ultimately he paid to allow the new high school to be built, which was in his honor named Wiley H. Bates High School, and was the only school for African-American secondary students in the county from 1933 to 1966. And so we basically just continue his legacy. And so we do that by telling that story. So we have a museum in our space, which we are continuing to increase our holdings and our displays there. We have some projects underway currently to do that. And then we get to carry out that legacy by partnering with other organizations that do the sorts of things that he did. So, for instance, many of you have been there because you've been there at meetings of the Caucus of African American Leaders, which continues his political involvement. We have philanthropy partnerships with things like Tua Court. We have education things that we do. We partnered with ACPS just recently to host a town hall meeting. And we also work with Mentor Maryland, DC to help students that are needing mentoring inside the schools. I say all of that to let you know that if you've ever been there for a caucus meeting, one of the things you've noticed is that it's really tight in there because we don't really have enough space for some of those partnerships that are the most important ones in the legacy of Mr. Bates. And so we're trying to increase our capacity to both tell those stories, but also to have the legacy continue in our space. But those two things conflict with one another because when you put more exhibits in, you lose space. And we often are having to tell organizations they can't meet there because we're at fire code limits and those sorts of things. And so what we're hoping to do is to expand our capacity by opening up the balcony that is already in the space. So the balcony's there, there just isn't a staircase and it's not finished out well. And so our hope is that if we are able to do that, it'll increase our seating capacity and at the same time will give us accessible wall space to continue to tell the story of Mr. Bates and of Bates High School. And then it also will give us more opportunity for rentals, which is one of the few ways that we are able to make money to continue the work that we're doing. So like I said, the balcony is basically already intact. It needs to be shored up a little bit. A staircase needs to be installed, and then the balcony features would need to be put in. We've been talking with and working with a contractor who has offered to donate much of the labor cost for us. And so we are asking for $25,000 to pay the rest of the needs for that project. And we are ready to start building as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to give the just a moment to see if there are any questions from the members. I don't see any. Thank you again for your presentation, and thank you for your great work and continuing to tell the story of this very, very important Annapolitan.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And we have one more presentation. We're going back to George Phillips Recovery Center. Shauna, I understand that all the tech is worked out and we're ready to go. Is that right?
Yes, we are good. Thank you so much, Delegate. I would like to introduce Angel Trainer and Jennifer Wheeler, who are in this little box. It says Angel T, and they are actually going to do the introduction and presentation. So thank you again for allowing us the time.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Shanna. And thank you for being patient with us. I thought I had everything worked out, but obviously I didn't. So I'm glad to be here. My name is Angel Trainer, and I am the Executive Director of Serenity Sisters. And what Serenity Sisters does in the community is we offer recovery homes for individuals coming out of treatment when they have suffered from SEDs, so substance use disorders. And we house them and get them acclimated to be productive members of society again. 5 years ago, gosh, almost 6 years ago now, we came up with a plan, a group of us came up with a plan to offer a recovery community center in Anne Arundel County, but specifically the city of Annapolis. And we started on our journey, and it took us a little bit of time. There were some bumps, but we found a location. We have had that location for about 2 years. We have been doing some work on it. Gratefully from the state of Maryland, they offered us a grant. So currently we put a little less than $1 million, about $850,000 into purchasing the building and doing some of the repairs and construction. We're asking for $300,000 so that we can complete the project. We want to get over the finish line. The George Phillips Jr. Recovery Community Center is aptly named. George Phillips Jr. did an awful lot of work in Anne Arundel County. He believed in people in recovery before they could believe in themselves. And George advocated and he fought very hard in this county. So it was apt that this building is named after him. Again, we want to get over the finish line. Jennifer Wheeler is with me, and I'm gonna let her go into exactly what it is that we want the money for. The time.
And thank you very much for giving us this time, and I'm glad our technology is back in order. The reason we're asking for $300,000 is because we do want to finish our project and get it open to the community. We're located at 106 Old Solomon's Island Road, Ward 3, and we have lots of support from Rhonda Pinell-Charles already for her community to have access to this location. What we're looking for is for to meet the ADA ramp compliance that we need to have. We also will probably have to replace the front door as we do the ramp, upgrade our bathrooms for ADA, set up security, our parking lot. We need electrical upgrades, fencing, flooring, signage, IT, wrap up our IT services so they'll be in place and bring the project to completion. There's a facility that does not offer clinical services. I just always want to make that clear, that it's all of the community services that people need, where we have people waiting in the wings for us to open around the workforce development, Maryland Coalition of Families, yoga program, the Anne Arundel County Health Department, Prevention Coalition. We have Anne Arundel County Crisis Response and legal aid. There will also be peer training as part of our sustainability program, along with 2 office spaces that are available for lease. And we already have a tenant for one of the office spaces. So again, it's just getting to the finish line so we can open and be in the community to serve the folks that are new into recovery and want to just mainstream back into the world. And I know that we gave Shanna a 1-pager about the center, what a community center is and is not. And I know that she'll pass that along so it comes out to all the delegates. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm just going to give the members a moment to see if there are any questions. Seeing none, thank you so much for all your good work and for your presentation. I'm just going to ask before we wrap up if the members can stay on for a moment after the meeting. This concludes our meeting, our second LBI presentation of the new year. Thank you all so much for being here. And once again, to our public, just a reminder that our regular meetings, our regular delegation meetings will be on Fridays at 8:30. So don't get too comfortable with this rather luxurious 11 o'clock time frame. Thank you so much. And looking forward to starting the new session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.